This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Got it. So the student is hello, hi. Can you unmute yourself? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am Pulkit from Gwalior.
You are from
Gwalior.
Gwalior. Oh. And your name is
Pulkit.
Pulkit. Okay, Pulkit. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. So have you been to programming anyhow?
Yes, sir. I am currently working as a PHP developer and having an experience of 2 years
Oh, great,
in PHP.
great, great, great. So which PHP framework you are working right now?
Sorry, I am working in Codeigniter, sir.
Coordinator, okay. Hooks, controller, active records, likewise.
Yes.
Great, great,
Yes.
great. So you might be aware of HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. So just for better understanding, today I'm going to create a website. Okay, that would be a very basic website, so you would get an idea how you are going to be getting the things. Okay, and how we are going to have a synchronization. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm creating a website, though it's going to be an e-commerce website. We would be creating in here. Let me create the layout. If you are not comfortable, please tell me so I'll manage accordingly. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be the website. You are aware of Flex and everything?
Sorry, sir.
Flex, Flex you are aware of?
No, sir.
Okay. CSS little bit you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, okay, okay. And JavaScript, what about JavaScript?
Sir, I have worked on JavaScript, but I am not confident in JavaScript.
Okay, okay. So then we can start with JavaScript because that is the prime thing to focus. Okay. So you know JavaScript starts with the script tag.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you know variable are created by where. So
Yes, sir.
let's say I have the same variable to be created twice or thrice might be. Okay. And if I try to run this in my browser, it won't throw an error. So
Yes,
see,
sir.
the thing is that whatever I'm going to deploy to you on daily basis on the sessions, it is going to be up to your interview question also and logical problems also. So try to make these things as a regular practice on your behalf and show me on the session, the next session we are going to attend. We'll be connecting. Show me those as a practice. Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yes, sir.
And trust me, if you cover all these, you'll be able to understand most of the concept. 90%, even the entire thing with the architecture. Okay, fine. So let's say you see any error in here. No, I'm getting X variable, see, 300.
Yes.
Can you see my screen properly?
Yes, sir. I can see.
Okay. So what about if you are declaring the same variable again and again? Is it a good strategy? No, but it's not
No,
even
sir.
throwing any error.
Error.
So to make it restricted, we need to make use of let, because where is creating a global scope. If you would try to print, if you try to print x, okay, and window.x, they have the same scope. Let me show you first of all. You see, x is also 300 and
Yes, sir.
window.x is also 300.
Yes,
What
sir.
about creating a local scope? So it won't allow you to rewrite the same variable or recreating the same variable. So let me write let x. So let x is going to create a local scope under which if it would see any variable declared by the same name, it would throw an error. And let me show you about that. You see, Identifier X has already
Yes.
been declared. Okay. So both of them are going to work same. Let is also okay, where is also okay. But to go for a stricter programming practices, you need to go for let. Okay. And even in most of the cases, okay, you cannot redeclare. Why? Because it's a local scope. Got it? Coming
Yes, sir.
to the next program. What about if I don't want to modify the value? Let's say I'm having a variable x100, x is 200 now. I want to print, obviously it would print even though it's local scope. I'm not redeclaring it. I'm only changing the value. And it's allowed, no problem, just like a normal variable. You see, we are not getting any error. We are getting 200. Got it? So the moment I would try to create a constant, it would throw an error. Like in PHP, you have define function to define the constant. It's not
Yes,
like
sir.
dollar variable you can assign and reassign. Just the same procedure is in here. So what is the use of constant? It would also restrict your variable value, either your variable or it's going to be your function. Both of them would be okay. Fine. And constant, you cannot modify the value. You can assign a constant with a function also. Both of them would be working fine. But the literal or the value cannot be allowed. It is not going to be allowed as in terms of modifying the value. So creating the same variable again, it's also a problem in constant. And assigning a value that is already assigned is also a problem. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now coming to 5. We have uh, some predefined variables. So let me display console.log new date. So what we would get after displaying new date is going to display
Today's
the
date.
entire date, right? Very good. You see, and it's an Indian Standard Time,
Right.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is 5:30 above then Greenwich Mean Time. So fine. Now, why this new date, not only date, or why this date function is coming? Because it do allow you to facilitate giving your custom year, month, and date. So let me create date equal to new date with the year, month, and the day. But currently I'm not going to give it. So we know that it's going to be D, it's going to be D dot toString, it's going to be D dot get full year, right?
Yes, sir.
Get month, which is going to start from 0, get date, get day, get hours, get minutes, get seconds, right? And get millisecond. I think that is not required. You get an idea? That is the prime thing. So you see, we get almost everything. But are we able to understand what is there in this? No. We need to make a proper statement. How we would make a proper statement? We need to write like, okay, result is this. Okay. So what is the result of this? Right? If we display this, now we can understand. I'll tell you about the shortcuts. Okay. But you need to show me practice first. Then only I will tell you very advanced level of shortcut. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
see, the date is toString is the entire string that we already printed. Full year is giving us 4-digit year. You already know I'm aware of that. A month is giving us 4, though we are having fifth month because it do start with 0. The date is first, the day is 6, from 0 to 6. 0 being Sunday, 1 being Monday. So 6 is Saturday. And 7, there is no 7, 0 to 6 only. And 0 would be Sunday. So starting of the week would be Sunday only. Generally, it's Monday, right? 17 hours. That is 15.
Fine. Yeah.
17 minus 12 would be 5 hours. 27 minutes, 0 second. No problem. Now, if somebody would ask you, okay, create a calendar, right? And in that calendar, you need to know what would be the value in that particular month. Okay, tell me which year you want to find out for the number of dates, number of days in that particular month. Now mark in here, month would be now starting from 1. Okay. So which year you want to find out the number of days in that particular month? Any year?
2020.
Sorry,
2020.
2020. Okay. And month would be
Month would be Feb.
Feb. Very good. And what is going to be the day? You know the number of days in a particular month. We are not very
Yeah.
sure. If it is February, we are not even sure that it's going to have a 30 day. For sure, it's not going to have 30 day. But
Yes, sir.
I'm not worried about that, because I might take this as an input tag where user is selecting a calendar and I need to restrict that particular calendar according to this. Okay. So if you put 0, it is going to be the last date of that month. It would return you. Okay, that is a trick. Let me show you. We should get how many days were there in 2020 February?
29.
Okay, so let us get the date. And I'm also displaying the full date.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Oh, 29. Very good. Great.
Yes.
That's the point. And obviously we didn't put time, so it's not going to have the time. We just put that year, month, and date. And date was a trick that we need to put 0. What about putting 5 date? So it's going to increment by 4 days. Okay, it's coming to March, right? So 0 is the trick. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine. So let's go to 8. So this was from date. Date would be asked in this case only. And there is one more function. Let's say we have a number that is something like this. I want to display this number in sort of currency. How would I achieve that? There is only one function in string that is available on number. Okay, and that is to locale string. What it would do, it would display the group thousands from a numerical value and arrange it accordingly. So let me write 8. You see, we are getting a group 1000. But see, the color of first line is blue and the second line is black. So that black line is saying that it's a string. And the first one is saying it's a number. So you cannot use it as a number. Fine?
Yes.
Okay. Am I not going too much fast? Are you able to understand the things?
Yes, sir. I am able to understand.
Great. So let's go to 9 and let us create some string function. You know string?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me write string. String length is there. Okay, string character at 0, 1, 2. What we would have A, B, C, D. Okay, and what about char code at? So it would be like starting from 97 to 98 is the sky code, right? Let's see 9. So you see, string is ABCD, the length is 4, character at 0 position is A, then 1 position, then 2 position, then 3 position. And the sky code of A is 97, 98, 99, and 100. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Feel free to ask anything. Feel free to put any feedback. Okay. That is required from your side. Okay.
Sir, I want to ask you one thing. As we have discussed the let barren const, so is there any other difference apart from the reinitializing and redeclaring the value?
Okay. 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 Let me show you one more example. Is there any problem?
Uh, No, sir.
Why?
That is initialized. Means the variable is again using Latin
That
form.
is initialized. Yeah, it is initialized. Again, it got initialized. Again, it got initialized. But inside a function, it's not a problem because we know a function is having its own scope, right? Even in PHP case, if you go for dollar underscore globals is the only thing that could get an access outside of a function variable that is going to be global to that context, right? I mean, to get a variable outside of a function, you need to use dollar globals. Am I right in PHP?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what do you see? It's going to be an error because that is also an interview question. What is the output?
Sir, it will throw, I guess, error.
No. And why it would throw an error? Because we discussed we should not redeclare, but there was
Yeah.
also a term I used there. What was that term? The scope. Is four is a different scope or the same scope?
Different, different.
It's a different scope, right? This is also a different scope. But then you say, sir, it's the same program. No, program is having a different context, and scope is having a different context. You might have your while loop to have the entire scope dealing separately. It would be handled differently. Okay.
Yeah.
In a function, it would be treated differently. Let me show you 11. There is no error. You see?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, if I would ask you now that what is the difference between where and let, what you would say?
Uh, in where we can redeclare a variable and the value gets override in it, and
Yes. And
let
very
we
good.
cannot reinitialize the variable again. However, we can change the value.
Because the scope is going to be conflicting. In
Yes,
terms of a scope, why it is a good practice to use let? Because you are not conflicting your variable declaration and you are making sure that should not be conflicting with the previous value. That is
yes,
a prime and important thing to practice. Even though you see PHP with the classes and object, you
yes,
might have encountered that same function cannot be redeclared. But overloading is possible in JavaScript,
yes,
in
sir.
PHP,
Yes,
because we have default parameters we could pass. If you have seen any
yes,
closure, you might have seen request closure, and that would also have some middleware applied, and still it would be working, no problem. Okay. So
yes, sir.
same scenario here. I'm using single variable 3 times, and it's making a very important statement that I can utilize and I can make my logic. The only thing I need to understand and remember is X variable. How cool is that? I need not to create 3 variables, and they are not even conflicting with each other,
Yes, sir.
right? This is the first concept. The second concept, see in a programming, whenever you see a variable is utilized, whether it's assignment or it's going to be a calculation or it's going to be either a print statement or it's going to be a assignment operator, right? Whenever you are writing a variable, you are using the memory of that variable. Okay.
Yeah.
And the more you would use a variable, you might have memory leak in your program. Again, there is going to be a point of time where you would see this kind of statement. I mean, the program is not making any sense, but only memory leak is going to segregate the entire program from your best coding practice. So the same code you have written for solving the problem would not be accepted by the companies. You see, problematic. So
Yes, sir.
it's all about good practices. Why to create a constant variable? Because constant or a static would get a memory first, and it would be reusable. The same memory location would be shared among various variables. That would not lead to a memory leak. What memory leak we need to take care of? The memory leak would be taken care just to avoid unnecessary overhead on the application size. So if application chunk size would be reduced to a minimum, that is going to be super cool for the future use of that application also. Most of the application are created nowadays, but they are still having some kind of moderation on daily basis, because some single variable, single chunk size is giving rise to memory leak every day. And I'm watching this from last 11 years. So writing the same code for multiple times, or you need to start from the very first time, you would be writing a code that is going to be code quality, right?
Yes.
Okay, now coming to 12.
Sir, one more thing.
I don't want
Uh,
to, yeah,
yeah, sir,
please.
sir, uh, in const, we cannot use variable hosting as well.
Hoisting is possible.
Is it so?
Hoisting, hoisting is possible, because the moment you would use hoisting, what is the use of hoisting? Hoisting is like write it later, declare it later. Use it
Later, yes, sir.
first, declare it later. That is hoisting, right?
Yes, sir.
If I would ask you one question, if you are having this much of knowledge, let me ask
Yes,
you,
sir.
what is the output of this? What is the output of this? Okay, what is the output of this?
Yes, sir. Sir,
It's
in
going
all
to
three
check.
scenarios, it will return true.
Very good. Very, very good. What about this?
Uh, no idea, sir.
False. Why? Because you need
False.
to understand the concept. Double equal to is to check the value, and triple equal to check the data type. And we have only
Data
three
type.
data type. One is Boolean, string,
Yes,
second,
sir.
third is number. No other data type would be entertained, even though array is not a data type. What
Yes,
is
sir.
nan? You need to find out what is nan.
Not
Nan
a
is a
number.
constant or a data type. What is undefined? You need to find out that also. It's your task. Okay, these three. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because this is the question asked by very famous companies. Okay, and every time they would be asking you. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you the
Yes, sir.
output first, so you can confirm that it's good or not. Don't worry, I would consider all these things. It's just I don't want to consider them in the very beginning, because there is spread operator where you would be getting stuck. I just want to exploit that facility of spread operator initially. Okay, so let
Yes,
me
sir.
get into 13 first of all. And yeah, so why that unexpected behavior of window.x and x and let x? What is why it's not giving any error in window.x or x only? Let us create an object. Okay, let's create object. Let's say style. Style is having color red. Okay, background blue. Okay, a width of 100 pixel, a height of might be 200 pixel. We should not give height. There is any property named margin and padding in style.
Yes, sir.
There is any property in this style. Currently, this style object, is it having any margin or padding property?
No, sir.
Okay. So if I would give padding and margin and transition, this would be good. What would be the output for this? It's going to be an error or what?
Sir, it will return 0 in case of padding and margin and transition.
It would return undefined,
Undefined. Okay.
because from an object, and now you would get to know about the memory. You see, undefined. Okay, and now what would be the value? What would be the value?
205%.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
and it was having, I think, no margin padding, but you see the object has also changed.
Also change, yes.
But you need to see this blue icon. You see what it says?
Yeah.
The value was just evaluated. Just evaluated. It was not having previous value compared to this
Values.
object. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Fine. So if you are having an object window.x, is it going to have any problem if I would say Lalit is teacher? Any
No.
problem? I would have Lalit variable also. Yes, because by
Yes.
default window is the object. I could write
Yes.
alert, no problem. Sorry, I would have an alert. Either way, I can do
Yes.
window.alert, right? It would still work. Because by
Yes, sir.
default, it understood that it would go to an object. So in an object, whatever you would create or not create, it's not a problem. Absolutely, you would get undefined only. No problem. But but the problem is what this would go for. What is this going to be?
Again undefined.
The output undefined. Okay, let's see.
Property. Rotate of undefined.
It was able to backtrack that style object. So one property was
Yes, sir.
allowed. Now you are making use of an undefined property to get one
Yes.
property out of undefined property. So obviously it's going to be an error. So the
Yes.
moment you are displaying, the moment you are having x plus y and you are giving x is equal to 100, it's absolutely fine. But the moment you would use y and you would try to display x dot y, now you are using it. So it would find the memory, but that is not available. So it's going to be hoisting also, it's also going to be a memory leak also, and it's also going to be an error. Because from window you would have X, but from window you don't have Y. Because now
By.
you are calculating the operation, right? That is the
Yes.
case we were running here. Fine.
Yes, sir.
It's only one error. Oh, it didn't go outside after this rotate. I want to run console.log done. So is it not going to display done? Why? I want to display done. Is there any way?
But termination of script is there.
No, I'm having this done.
Yes, sir.
This is giving an
Yes.
error or whatever I would say. I don't want to name that name because then in that case you would tell me the answer. I want you to understand what is that problem and can we skip if there is a problem and go to this last part because this is the last part that is not working at all because this entire script is giving an error. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
let's say if you have 10 plugins, one for the smooth scroll, second for the fixed header, third one is for form validation, fourth one for the calendar, fifth one for the Nevo slider, Max slider, or you might have a affiliate API, you might have a curl request to deal with the entire HTML page that you are rendering from load view or parser.parse. In that case, if one plugin is not working, your entire application won't work. How would you deal with that?
Yes, sir.
With client side only. And you might have encountered various dashboard if you have created some project in CodingNighter. You might have encountered slim scroll is minimum required. Tree view is required. Select drop down. These are the basic plugin need to be there. Pooper.js, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is actually exception handling. You need to do a try catch. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I gave you this task. Okay. Because exception we haven't done till now, even though we are not done with the object. Because there are something I want to tell you coming to string state. So I have this welcome to JavaScript and VCMA. How many words are there? 1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5. Yes. So how we would get these numbers? I would split them just like you have explode in PHP. This is
PHP.
equivalent to that. In explode, you have delimiter by which you would explode the entire chunk of data out of particular string. Implode is to join, right?
Right. Yes.
So I get 5 items. What about, okay, still 5 items? No.
Yes.
Is it
This
a
is
good
also not
practice?
right.
No,
No.
right? So string need to be trimmed
Yes, sir.
and it's done. So why it's not removing inside space? So that is called replace, not trim. Okay, that is called replace, not trim. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, coming to 15. Why I'm telling you all this, this is going to be a very big thing actually. If I would tell you for sure. So let me write welcome by 12201 as a pin code of some state, and this is like a phone number 333 and one number. If this is any fake number, okay, this is special symbol. Now I want to extract only lowercase from this string. There is a match, okay.
Yes.
Globally I want to get. So you might have encountered drag match or rag replace
Yeah, yeah.
in
Okay.
right. You haven't used that. I know every developer is not able to use them. It's a very problematic thing. Even though I tried a few years back, 7 years back actually, I was not able to understand that because at that time we were not having that much amount of skill, or we would say understanding. But now it's not a problem to use anything. So I want to extract all only the lowercase letters. Okay. So how would I do? A to Z. So this square bracket would search for any of the alphabet in between this entire string. Any uppercase, any number, any space, not space. Okay, not A to Z, not uppercase A to Z, not even 0 to 9. So this would give us special symbols. Able to understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. No, no, going to give you a task. Don't worry. All the lowercase, all the uppercase, only the digits. The digits having pin code also and phone number also. I want to
Yes, sir.
extract only phone number, but that is a different thing. This is all spaces. This is all special symbols. So
Yes,
let
sir.
me extract only phone number. So the quantity I need to provide, that is curly braces. You could put exact quantity, you could put minimum and maximum quantity. I'm going to put the exact quantity, that is 10. I want exact 10 sequence of digits. Here I'm having my phone number, not my phone number, any fake phone number. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you would ask me, sir, how it's possible to understand the thing for the very first time? You're typing very fast, you're not even explaining. Okay, no worries. Let me do some regular expression thing. So I am having Divya, Dipasha, okay, and Deepika, okay, okay. And
Okay, sir.
now I'm having Lalit, Amit, Sumit, Punit, Pulkit. Okay, your name is also. I used to have this sample string always, but I don't know who is Pulkit. Now I know. Okay, great. So I know seems to be funny. So I want to extract every name that starts with D.
Let's start with okay.
This is starts with D. Just put the string function starts with D. Starts with or ends with or includes. It's just going to give you true false. Index of is going to give you the numeric index of a string, of any string. That would start from 0 only. So a negative index means it's not there in the string anyhow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what we would do, we need to do a pattern. So, okay, what is the pattern? Let's try to type. So global match I want to get. So what I want to get, D after that anything. That is the pattern I think, right? D after
Yes,
that
sir.
anything.
Anything.
So D is my first letter. After that I don't know. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
what it is going to do, it would search for D, minimum D, and it need to have a D. After that, only one letter of any from A to Z, any letter. So D I D I D E is going to be the output. right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to get the entire name. So minimum one quantity, maximum I don't know. And here you go, you are having all the name. This was from the beginning. Okay. I
Yes,
want
sir.
to get all the names that are of IT category. So what is IT category? You say, sir, my name is also IT and my name is also IT. You see?
Yes, sir.
So in the end, IT before that, I don't know. Right? So
Yes, sir.
INT at the end, before that, I don't know. So what is going to be the output? It's going to be IT confirm before that one letter. LIT, MIT, MIT, NIT, KIT. Let's see the output. Able to understand this one?
Yes, sir. Eight.
Great. Yeah, you want to see? Please, please, please. So first is this. There are three digit. Okay,
Yeah,
three
yeah.
letters. One
Got
letter,
it, sir.
second letter, third letter. So two letters are confirmed. Before that, any one letter. So three letter
Yes.
combination we would get, which is going to end with IT always. No problem.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
But this A to Z, I don't know how many length. So minimum 1 to 100 or 1000. You say, sir,
Yes,
if it would take the entire string, where I told you to have spaces, no space. I didn't say about any spaces. Okay,
yes,
it
sir.
would give you the output. Okay,
Okay.
and we know it's not required 1000 or whatever.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
Okay,
Sir, what is
now
this one
coming to
indicating? The
70
one is indicating the
minimum
minimum limit.
quantity. Minimum one
Minimum.
quantity, maximum could be anything.
Okay.
Okay, so let me write shape my skills.com, shape my skills at the rate gmail.com, shape my skills at the rate yahoo.com, shape my skills at the rate outlook.com. I'm having 123 at the rate 123, and I'm having abc at the rate 123 dot. So which email ID are good?
Which email ID?
Are good.
Sir, every email ID is good. Like the last two 50, not
Only shape
considered.
my only shape my skills is good email ID,
Yes, sir.
right? I want to
Yeah.
get good email ID. Now it's going to be very problematic scenario. You see, so I know the pattern I'm going to write. It's not going to be up to the mark, but it would solve most of your regular expression problem. So just for better understanding, because an email regular expression is going to be very complicated. I'm just doing it in a very easiest way possible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So anything at the rate anything. Oh, sorry. Anything .com or any likewise. This is the output. If I think this in a very generic way, right?
Yes, sir.
So what would be anything? A to Z, A to Z. Is it good? Or did I do
Yes, sir.
something bad? Global. But this at the rate is also, this dot is also minimum one required, right? Before at the rate, how many letters? Minimum one, I don't know. After at the rate, minimum one, I don't know. After dot, minimum one, maximum four or five or
Four.
six, whatever it's. Currently it's three. Oh yes, four. So let's see the output. Because you told me how to write, I just wrote anything. And you see, everything is good. At least for a basic validation, it would work out. Right?
Yes, sir.
No problem. Able to clarify your doubts regarding regular expression. And you understand that one thing, that dollar we didn't use, that plus we didn't use. There are many things, you see, question mark is there, plus is there, dot is there, this slash is there, this slash is there, right? This and this slash is there. There are many things. Without using them, I made this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Solving the problems with me, you won't be having any requirement of using Google because I'm going to give you the filtered content from my 11 years of experience always. And trust me, your logics I'm not going to modify. Every logic you would show me as a output. I would try to make that from your logic only, not from my logic. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now coming to 18. Let's go for 18. Okay. So let me write. Actually, not in here. Let me create this data from a very big data actually. So just let me create 1,000 amount of data. Some 1,000 amount of data. Don't get worried about the data actually. I can create this from MySQL also. Yes, now it's good. So this is sort of data. Okay. I want to save it and on the desktop class and your name was Pulkit. Yes. One May and this is your data. CSV. And we are done creating the CSV. So you can see CSV, right?
Yes, sir.
You see? Okay. Now let us parse this string. Obviously, we cannot create this entire data in one. So we need to have a 18.js just to make sure that 18 HTML is having a dependency of 18.js.
Yes, sir.
So this is having a string and that string is this. Okay. And I'll be getting that string. So if I would display that string, 18, you would see it's a very big string, right? 45 KB. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know I can create anything very big. So let's take 5 examples. Okay. Now I want to break down this string. Why? It is 18.js. Yes, I saved it also. Okay, in 18.js, but yeah, in 18.js, I'm still having how stupid. Yes. Okay, let's create this string for later on use. We might be requiring this, but we'll be taking care of only first 10 items because otherwise it's going to be very big. So you see, I'm having 10 items. Now I want to split this on the basis of what? I cannot split on basis of comma, otherwise it is going to be a very big problem, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how would I split this? I would split it on the basis of new line. In HTML, we have break. In console, we have
Yes, sir.
slash n slash t slash r. So let's see. We have 14 items. Oh my God, that's not good because one line is a column. Rest of 10 lines is the data. So
Yeah.
maximum 11 lines we should expect. but it's saying 14. Obviously, there should be a trimming kind of thing. Now we would know that we need to do a trim. Now at least we should expect 11 line. Very good, no problem. And what these line are, every item is a string. And that string can be also split by visiting to that item. So every item I would do, and I would do split of comma. Oh, that is good. Every item is 8 items array, right?
Yes.
Now I want to join this ID with one, name with demo1, email with demo1@gmail.com, subject 1, 2, 3, 82, 75, and 89, total 246, and result to be pass. So how we are going to make this? Very problematic, right? We haven't discussed object. Mark my words, we haven't discussed object.assign. We haven't discussed spread operator. Without that, it's not possible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So tomorrow is my session. I'll not be available by tomorrow, but if you want to join the demo session also, I'm having a workshop actually on a big scale. So there are various students. If you want to attend that also, you can request ma'am to have the ID, and you could also join tomorrow. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So see you in the next session, and I'll share the files to ma'am, and she would share you to you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, that would be good. Okay, you able to understand any language
Yes, sir.
problem or like speed or the concepts you were able to ask, and was I able to resolve them properly?
Yes, sir. But I need to recall this session again because it is going in a very fast way. Means I am
I
understanding
know.
the basic concept. Yeah. So
I know now your statement is very truthful. Why? Because uh, I know my 5 minutes of programming can be equivalent to 1 week of programming, and I can show you that also in the coming
yes,
sessions. But trust
yes,
me, just if you are going well with the practice on a regular and fluent basis, you would show me the doubts. Okay, sir, these are the doubts I'm facing the problem. Please resolve these doubts from my way only, because
yes,
from this time I have seen the student, they are resolving the issues from their own, and they are not able to get their way of solving the problem. They are not getting that answer. They are having expectation of answer that is already created on Stack Overflow or Google. I'm not going to do that, because I need to
yes,
enhance your logic. Somehow at end of the
yes,
day you would be solving the problem in a company. I'm not going to be there, right? So
yes, sir.
okay, that would be good for today, I think.
Yes, sir.
So thank you,
Yes, sir.
goodbye.
Yes, sir. Goodbye
See
then.
you. Yeah, goodbye.